When I tell you Jeremiah and Austin pissed me off this episode, they pissed me off. Ooh. Welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 16. So we start where we left off with, where the bombshells have been introduced, and we see the guys take the new girl, and the girls take the guy. So, and I do apologize. I did pronounce her name wrong last episode. Is and and I'm about to mispronounce it again. Andrina, Adrina. I think that's Adrina. I think that's how you say her name. I do apologize. But the guys are talking to her and they're just getting to know her. And then the girls are talking to TJ, getting to know him, asking him what his type is and all this other stuff. So he pulls Sierra for a talk, and then Adrina pulls Jeremiah for a talk. And when she pulls Jeremiah, Huda's just like, I knew she was gonna pull him. I knew she was gonna pull him. Like, being all catty and bratty or whatever, because Iris is sitting right there also. And it's just like, girl, like, I don't know what your issue is with this girl, but like, the way she's treating Iris is completely different than how she's treated the other bombshells. Because even how she was talking to Adrina, it was just like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, I hope you have a good day, like talking to her, being all nice to her and stuff like that. And it's just like, that girl about to steal the one that you really want. So I don't understand why you being so to Iris, because it's just like, Iris didn't do anything wrong. Like, America chose to split y'all up, and then Jeremiah decided to pick her. So so anyway, so again, Iris pulls Jeremiah. They get to talk, they get to know each other a little bit. We see Sierra and TJ talking, and they get to know each other, and they're chatting it up or whatever. And Nick is over there like watching, hoping that, she's not really like into him or whatever. So then we see Alondria and Taylor, they're talking and just, about the challenge and how they feel about each other. And then they talk about like how, what they do outside of, like going out clubbing and stuff like that, what they like to do and all this other stuff. And then we see Huda pull Pepe for a chat. And she like whispers it. She was just like, can I pull you for a chat? And he was just like, huh? And she was just like, can I pull you for a chat? And he was just like, me? And she was just like, yeah. And he was just like, oh, okay. And so they go off to chat, and they go to the speakeasy, and Hannah was sitting there, and she was just like irritated because it was just like, okay, so you pull him for a chat? Oh, okay. Okay. So they in the speakeasy, and they're talking, and he in his confessional, Pepe was just like, I was surprised that she pulled me or whatever. So when they're in the speakeasy and they're talking and whatnot, they're like just getting to know each other. And she was just like, I thought you would pull me, but you never did. And it was just like, but you never made it easy for him, so you can't be mad. And then now you done crashed out in front of him. You done call this man every kinds of B's and O's and all this other stuff, and he is not seeing it for you, because he's just like, you gave yourself a bad look, and it's just like, that's gonna follow you, and I feel bad for you. So they talk, and Shelly and Hannah are talking, and like, she's like a little low key, a little bit upset, like, she pulled him and didn't say nothing or whatever. Then we see Iris and TJ, that he pulls Iris. They go to the vibes only or whatever that one is, and they make out. I was just like, okay, golly, that was quick. So everyone's getting ready for the night. We see Sierra, Nick pulls, before they get ready for the night, I apologize. Adrina pulls Nick, and they talk, and they're like, getting to know each other. And Sierra's like looking also, like both of them just looking when everyone was talking to each other. So they're all getting ready for the night, and Huda is just like being all nice and stuff to Adrina, just talking to her like, oh my god, how are your chats? Did you enjoy all this other stuff? And the boys are talking to TJ, and then everyone's getting ready for bed. And then I think it was Sierra, Hannah, and Iris were in the what's it called, in the dressing room. And that's when Sierra was just like, I saw Huda pull Pepe. And she was just like, yeah. And they were just like, well, did she ask you? And they were just like, no. She was like, no. And so it's just like, oh Lord, it's about to be a thing. So everyone goes to bed, and we see Shelly and Ace kissing, and he was cuddling her all night. And then, good Lord, I don't know what is up with these people. But Sierra and Nick, they decide to do the do. And it's just like, golly, like everybody, like, I feel like this season I've seen more people do the do in the rooms than in the hideaway. Like, ain't nobody been to the hideaway yet. Like it's wild. Like, the only time we've seen the hideaway was the first episode when Charlie and Shelly and Sierra and Nick went to the hideaway. I think that's the only time we've seen it this season. And they just keep doing it in the, like, people are around y'all. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, so Sierra and Nick, they do the do. Everyone wakes up and they all, like, make their breakfast, doing everything. Shelly is asking Sierra if she had a good night, because she was just like, I couldn't sleep. And the Landry was just like, all I heard was, huh. And she was just like, yeah. And they were just like, well, I love that for you. I was like, oh my goodness, this girl, they just like, wow. But they're child, yeah, they yeah. Look, yeah. I don't even know what to say. So everyone gets their breakfast. TJ brought like cups of tea or coffee. I don't know what he brought, but he brought them to certain ladies. He gave one to Sierra. So Nick brings up Sierra's food, and he sees the coffee, and he was just like, oh hell no. He takes the coffee and throws it away. And Ace was just like, you are so petty. Because he tells them or whatever. So they all come down, and everyone is like, chilling, talking to each other, and they're different couples. And then Nick tells Ace that him and Sierra slept together, and he was just like, I'm confident, and this, and that. And Ace is just like, sex changes things, and like it brings a new flood of emotions. Just be ready, basically. So everyone is chilling and, talking with each other, getting to know each other. Hannah is playing ping pong with TJ, and then they get a text and they're going to play a game. What's your beef? So basically, in this game, they have an obstacle course where the girl is guiding the guy through an obstacle course as he's blindfolded. There's like milk, pails of milk or whatever that they're going through, and it knocks over on them. Then they go to like a bobbing for apples place thingy, where they pick the person that they want to kiss that's not in their couple. And then after that, they go to the milk stand, and they have to milk themselves, milk the cow, and spit it into their partner's mouth, and then the partner spits it into the tail pin, the, the whatever that thing is called, the bucket. I don't know what it's called. So they spit it in the bucket, and on the bucket, once it's full, they read the question, and they have to pick which one of the islanders matches the thing. After they've done that, then they go to the picnic basket, and then they kiss and make out and do whatever. So it was a cute little game. It was real nasty. People spitting in each other's mouth. It's just like, yuck, nasty. So the first people that goes is Taylor and Alondria. The first question that they ask, they pick Jeremiah. They kiss Audrina and Ace. Then we see I think it's Austin and Amaya, and yeah, Austin and Amaya, and they're like, Amaya's like really lovey dovey with him, and you can tell that Austin is irritated. Like, he looks like he's just like the whole time, and it's just like, so every couple does it. Not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna go by each couple because it was just too much. The people that look like got poured milk on the most was Huda and Jeremiah. When it was Huda's turn to go, because she was single, she had picked Pepe. And so at the end, they lay on that bed, that picnic table basket or whatever, linen, whatever it is, and they make out or whatever. So Hannah was she was irritated, upset, because it was just like, you picking him, and it's just like, where did this come from? So the game's over. They all go back to the villa, and when they're at the villa, like, Huda, Jeremiah, and Alondria are talking, and she was just like, "Man, I didn't realize at the end of the challenge that I was supposed to make out with him on the picnic basket. I completely forgot about that whole thing. I was just like, I'm just gonna pick him, and then I'm gonna kiss TJ or whatever." And it was just like, "Girl, you didn't forget. Stop lying." Because if that's the case, you should have just picked TJ to be your partner. That way, you could have made out with him even better than just that one. And it was just like, okay, girl. So they're back at the villa, and Hannah and Pepe are talking, and Hannah is upset because, again, Huda still hasn't come up to her, approached her, and told her, like, like, I'm pulling him for chats and all this other stuff. And so she's feeling some type of way. Um, Alondra is asking Huda, well, did you ask, like, you pulled him for a chat? Did you tell Hannah? And she was just like, no. And Alondra was just like, ugh, like, you should have asked her, but she didn't. And it's just like, okay, this is what it is. Then we see Ace and Shelly and Nick and Ace, Shelly, Nick, and Sierra, sorry, talking, and Ace starts to say, like, that what shocked me the most was Huda picking Pepe, because it was just like, every time stuff happened and you would run off crying, Hannah would be the one running to your aid and, like, giving you a pep talk, and making you feel better, and then you just pick her dude. Like, that's game, like, that's not cool. And then Nick is just like, I feel like it's like we're piling onto her, and let's give it a rest and all this other stuff. And it was just like, I see both sides of it. Ace, let it go. At this point, we know you don't like Huda. At this point, we know you don't like her. Just let it go. Yes, she was wrong for what she did. And honestly, I don't know if I feel like she was wrong, because it's like, y'all are supposed to be talking to each other. I guess maybe because of the fact that Pepe and Hannah are so, like, click tight, maybe that's why you should have asked. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't really know. It's like, I guess. um, and then Nick is just like, let's not pile on to her any more than she needs to be piled on to. And she apologized after she poured the milk on Jeremiah. She apologized to him, and that's growth, because before she would have been like, F him and da 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 da. And it's just like, it's not really growth. She only did that because she still wants to be endeared to him, because she still wants him. Right now, she doesn't have a choice but to not have him. And so now she's still trying to look good in his eyes by apologizing to him and wiping his face and all that other stuff, because it's just like, she still wants that man, and he don't want her, because his type has finally come in. And that's what his type is: foreign and Latina. That is his type. And it's just like, I guess. So I don't think it's growth, because she ain't apologized to Iris for what she's done. She hasn't apologized to Amaya for what she's done. So it's just like, I don't know how much growth it is, but I digress. So everyone's getting dressed, like, they all clean themselves up, get dressed for the night, because they're all chilling. They're about to just, chill at the villa or whatever. So we see Austin is in the, like, they're in the shower. The guys are in the shower, and he's talking about how it's too much. Him and Amaya is too much. Like, he's not feeling it. And Ace was just sitting there laughing, like, okay. And he's like, he's not, like, he doesn't like it. So everyone's gotten dressed, and they all walk down, like, they go in, get their drinks, like, what they normally do when they come down from getting dressed for the night or whatever. So Iris and Amaya are talking, and Jeremiah and Austin are talking. So Iris is telling Amaya how she feels like TJ isn't like, she's interested in him, but he hasn't like approached her today. Like, I mean, not today, but since they came down, he's been tied up talking to other people. So she's like, oh my God, maybe he's not interested. And Amaya was just like, no, he, you don't know, just, try one more time and see if he'll come. And, just giving her like a little pep talk about, about coming, or like trying to talk to him. And so she asked her, how do you feel about you and Austin? And Amaya's just gushing. She's just like, it just feels so good to be with someone who's like, who accepts me, and I'm, having fun, and I really like him and all this other stuff. And then we cut to Jeremiah and Austin. And this is when they pissed me off. Austin had the audacity to complain about Amaya, talking about it's too much. It's like she was just doing too much, all hugged up on me and holding me, and it's just too much. And um, uh, I've never been uncomfortable with a woman before, but she makes me uncomfortable and all this other stuff. And it's just like, it's only been 2 days and we're already like, she's locked in steady. And it's just like, it doesn't make no sense. Like, who locks in steady that quick and that fast? And Jeremiah was just like, right, like, that's not cool, da 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 da, and all this other stuff. And I was just like, both of y'all are some punk, whack hypocrites. Because Jeremiah, you was in that same boat. You was with Huda lockstep and steady on day one. Like, you wouldn't even let another girl kiss you on a challenge because you was lockstep and steady with Huda. And then when America voted you away from her, you were still 10 toes down talking about, can't nobody tell me how I can date. If I want to be hooked up and closed off with her after day one, then I can be closed off with her after day one. And Austin was your cheerleader. He was your background singer, background dancer, saying, right on, right on, right on. And now that he's in that same boat, y'all both saying that it's wrong. Sir, both of y'all could kick rocks. Y'all can both go home. I don't know who I want to go home first, Austin or Jeremiah, because I feel like I really want Austin to get out because of his stuff. That's why I want him to get out. But at the same time, I want Jeremiah to get out because I don't want him to have any. I don't want him to be able to coupled up with Adrina. I do not want him to be coupled up with her because I do not want him to get his way. Because no, sir, when Ace and Nick would tell, I mean, yeah, when Ace and Nick was telling you that it was too quick, too fast, too hurry, you was, nah, it's not. I'm gonna be here with her. I'm gonna be here with her. And now all of a sudden it's to Austin and Amaya. Yeah, nah, it's too much. Yeah, both of them, both of them can kick rocks. Both of them can go. I do not like them. Like when I say I do not like them, I do not like them. So um we see Huda and um Hannah finally talk, and I can't remember what it was said, but I think they're okay. Then we see who do we see? We see Sierra. Yeah, Sierra and Nick are talking, and they're having good connection. Not Nick, sorry. Sierra and TJ are talking, and they're having good connection. And they like, it's having a good little conversation. And then we see Adrina and Nick are talking, and they're having good little conversation. So it's just like, okay, we see some changes about to be done. I don't know how this is gonna happen, but we see some changes about to be happening. So then we see Amaya. Um, is it Amaya? We see TJ and Huda are talking in the kitchen, and he was telling her how she bit his lip and his lip is bruised or whatever, and they're like laughing it off and all this other stuff. And then we see Amaya, well, she pulls Huda and TJ go off to talk, and they talk and get to know each other. Huda making her round. She's finally doing what she should have been doing since episode one, which is good. I'm happy about that. She's feeling TJ. Sorry, she's feeling TJ. I don't know if he's feeling her. I really feel like he's feeling Iris, but he ain't like really approaching her like that, but hey. So then we see Amaya and Austin, and Amaya comes to him and she's just like, am I doing anything that makes you uncomfortable? Like she's asking him, like, because she don't want to be in the same boat that she was in with Ace. And it's just like, I understand. She's just making sure. And this fool said, no, everything's good. We're good. We're good. And I'm just like, and then you lied to her too. You could have told her to, like, if you was really having an issue with that, you could have told her to just, like, bring it down a notch, just a just a tad bit. But no, you really sat there and lied and said everything is fine, and then she gives you a big old hug, and so irritating. I was so mad. So we see Jeremiah and Adrena talking in soul ties, and they're chopping it up, getting to know each other or whatever. And I think she's really feeling him, and then they start to make out, and that's how the episode ends. So we find out that it was we had another vote where, and this was Friday night's episode, we had another vote where America chooses their favorite islander. And we find out today, the islander who isn't the least favorite islander is vulnerable and will be sent home. So it looks like a boy and a girl is going to be sent home today. And it's like, ooh, I don't know who's going to get sent home, because I feel like it's, I don't know, because I'm just like, I feel like a lot of people, like, we really want to get Austin out the house, like, really, really bad. And I also feel like maybe Huda, because I can't think of any girl that would be down in the bottom, honestly. Like, I can't think of any girl that would be down in the bottom. So, except for Huda. Huda's the only girl that I can think of that would be down in the bottom to be sent home. But I feel like I want Huda to stay for I want her to stay for Casa. I think I want her to stay for Casa so she could maybe find somebody. And then I also want her to be there for movie night, because I want all the ladies to see how she talks smack about them, especially Amaya and Iris. But I don't know who will be sent home tonight. But we're gonna find out tonight. Episode's about to it's gonna air in an hour or so. So I will be coming back to you guys with that episode tonight. It will be a late one, but we're gonna be here. But if you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.